Hello. Welcome. Another rendition of Math is Easy Step by Step. So I'd like to go over another test question that you will see on your exams. And I want to emphasize number one. There are two ways to solve and find the answer for this type of problem, okay? And I'll go over this problem in a second. I'm also going to review key skills and things you're going to need to know in order to answer this type of question. And so, following this series of videos, I'm going to give you more information on factoring. Okay, that will come later in other videos with other similar type of problems. I'm just giving you a heads up. In the future, I plan to get really in depth regarding factoring. All right, there's multiple types of factoring, and I like to go over each and every one of them in detail. And so for this particular problem, and problems like this, when they're asking you to find the zero of a function, there's multiple ways to find the answer. You're going to choose which way is best, most appropriate for yourself. So I'm going to go over this question, go over some review skills you need to know, and then I'll answer this question showing you both modalities of how to answer this type of question. So thank you for joining me. I hope these videos have been helpful for you. If these videos are helpful for you, please help me bring more videos to you by sharing stars and gifts. Thank you again for your time. So what are the zeros of the function? What are the zeros of the function? Anytime you see f of x, that's a function. What is a function? A function is it's a graphed equation, and f of x here is equal to y. So it's just like if you said y equals. We have x squared plus 2x minus 24. Here are your options: A, negative 7 and 3. Which ones, A, B, C, or D, makes this function? What are zeros of this function? If I can get my tongue out of the way, I can talk. Option B, negative 6 and 2. Are those the zeros of this function? C, 4 and negative 6. Are these two zeros of the function? And D, 5 and negative 7. So I'd like to get right into going over some really important key review stuff. I will show you whoa, some shaking going on in here today. I'd like to go over with you a very brief understanding of factoring so I can continue in conclusion and show you the multiple methods to answer that particular test question. So I'd like to review very briefly exponents, adding, subtracting, and multiplying and dividing. So you see here this dot, 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 dot in front of the variable. This is really a 1x. Now I do the dot, dot, dot for instructional purposes. If you haven't seen my video yet, check out Invisible Ones. It really clarifies a lot of the things that you need to do. And so show your invisible ones. Here we're adding. What's 3 plus 1? It's 4. And then you have to include that x in your answer when you have a coefficient next to a letter or variable. That means multiplication. 4 times x. X represents a real number. So 4 times a real number. We don't know what it is, so we're going to put a symbol. We're going to put x. 3x minus x equals 2x. So I put that in dot, 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 invisible 1 for instructional purposes. You can just put a solid 1 right there if you like. They both mean the exact same thing. Hey, what's 3 minus 1? Well, 3 minus 1 is 2. We got an x in these terms that's going to stay attached to that 2. The answer in simplifying these terms is 2x. So again, this is just review. When you have multiple variables, okay, you can only add what's called like terms, right? A like term has to have the same variable, same letter, and it needs to be to the same exponential power, right? And so even though It's not shown. This x is to the power of 1, and so is that x is to the invisible power of 1. So again, you can only add like terms. So that negative and that subtraction sign goes with that 1y. That's a negative 1y. That negative 1y is not like terms. So as you can see, we just move it along and keep it in our answers. 3 plus 1 is 4. It's attached to the x. That negative 1y, as you see here, just stays with your answers in simplifying. Okay, so we have here another example. We have 3y to the second power times 1y to the third power. And yes, these are both the same variables or letters, right? But the exponents are different, which means these are technically different terms. They're not like terms, but when you multiply and divide, it's okay. It's okay to do that. But you do need to know the rules. When you multiply and you have exponents, the rule is that you add these exponents, right? So 3 times 1 is 3. We have the y is attached through multiplication, so it stays in our answer. And then 2 plus 3 is 5. Simplified, this is 3y to the fifth power. Here's another example, right? We have another example, and I'm going to raise this up just a little bit here so you can see. Again, if I'm going too fast, please stop, rewind, pause, watch these videos as often as you need to. That is one of the benefits of having instructional videos. So x times x, right? Well, are these like terms? Doesn't matter because we're multiplying. So what you want to do is show these invisible ones. That's 1x times 1x. And then because when you multiply, you add these exponents, right? We're multiplying with variables. You want to add those exponents. So show those invisible ones. That will make things crystal clear. Hey, what's 1 times 1? It's 1x. Again, that x is attached to the ones. It has to stay with your answer. We add the exponents. 1 plus 1 is 2. So we have x squared is a simplified answer here. Okay, I got another example, and then this will be the end to video number 1, part 1, and I'd like to go over some more skills after this. So we have y to the first power times y to the first power times y to the first power. Again, when you multiply, you go to multiply that invisible 1 coefficient. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. It's invisible, but it's really there. You could write a 1 times 1 times 1 and a 1y. That's perfectly okay. And when you multiply, you add the exponents. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So we have simplified y to the third power. Thank you for joining me. Stick around for part 2 and part 3. I should be answering this question in a 4-part video since this goes into some in-depth when answering this particular question. So, hey, thanks for joining me. Math is easy. Take it step by step.